Morning everyone.
Morning.
So as you saw last time, we've welded in the transom, the new transom plate. Today what we're going to do is start cutting out the old gas locker because that's rotted through. It's actually not rotted through, it actually holds gallons and gallons of water, but it's a stupid design and it takes up a huge amount of space on the cockpit floor. So that's...
You can't fit a full gas bottle in it, can you?
No, you can't fit a full gas bottle in it, so it has to raise up to... Oh, it's silly. Right, so that's what we're doing today.
Cool.
I'm Andy.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Jack.
And together we're working on restoring our sailing yacht.
Some of you might think we're crazy taking on the challenge of restoring this boat and creating a life less ordinary.
And we're sure there will be blood, sweat and tears, but it'll all be worth it when we embark on our epic adventure around the world.
What are you going to do? God, be careful. This is where he takes his head off.
Yeah. What were you saying?
I said I think we cracked it.
We did.
Run the cutting disc down it first.
Yeah.
And then go over with the plasma cutter at a slight angle towards it.
Definitely need darker goggles than that for plasma. That was stupid.
And it cuts it nice.
It does. That went.
Yeah.
Then.
We've been struggling to. We've never used a plasma cutter before this job, have we?
No.
Not before this job, but before the boat. So we've just. I think we finally
figuring out the best settings and figuring out the best settings for that machine. And this machine is a fantastic little thing, and it's got an inbuilt compressor. It has got the facility to plug in an external compressor, and I have a feeling
sometimes we'll
it
need
might work a lot better with an external compressor. But we'll play around with that.
But it was great. I mean, when we did that was seconds, wasn't it, to cut that?
Yeah.
Whereas everything else has taken us ages. So I think, as I say, we've cracked it.
That is the technique. If you can get, but this is this thing. There's some places you simply cannot get the grinder in.
No.
You just physically can't get the grinder into that spot, and that's where you need the versatility of the cutting disc, of the plasma cutter.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of the two. You need lots of different tools to do one job.
But that's the top of the gas locker gone.
Yeah. These are our drain holes.
Yeah. They're things, aren't they?
Yeah. Fairly substantial.
Do we want it straight across the deck drains for now?
Straight there, you mean?
Huh?
Where do you mean? Here.
You're taking it there, are you? I'm
going to join that line all the way across and all the way across to there, right there.
Oh, okay. So we're putting in new cockpit drains.
Well, no, not necessarily. We can cut these off here.
Oh, okay.
We even welded in the transom and cut them off there.
Right, I see.
You know what I mean? We don't have to take them all the way out, do we?
No, no.
We just cut them off wherever.
Yeah.
And make them as long or as short as we want.
Okay.
There's literally an inch of further there. And if you're wondering why I'm using a screwdriver, it's because I left my chisels at home. Don't criticise me. I'll come back with chisels next time.
That stuff burns well, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Well, actually, no.
Well, no.
It makes a lot of nasty smoke.
Yeah, it didn't actually set fire.
But as soon as you take the heat away, it goes out. so it doesn't burn actually, which is nice. It's reassuring to know.
Just blackens.
Yeah, it blackens.
I think if you left the heat on it long enough,
It might go up then. It's quite difficult to set fire to. I mean, we had the plasma cutter on it with some serious heat, and it wasn't going up in flames.
is that going to go out? Well, that was a mission, wasn't it?
It wasn't art, but at least we've got the plasma cutter settings are now correct.
To give you a quick update, many hours later, we are still coming out the gas locker.
Yeah.
It's just awkward and
You just got to nibble away at it a little bit at a time and cut a bit out here and a bit out there. It'll all come
getting
out
there.
in a minute. Yeah. That'll come out there.
Shall we just get the gloves on? Probably. Right, we finally got it out.
This is the old gas locker. And
Oh, that's thick, isn't it?
you are
It's thick, isn't it?
4 mil. But what it means is we can actually trim out the rest of it and we can repair the corrosion around the bottom of the transom where the transom meets the chines. But there's not actually that much rust down there. Look at that.
No, it is literally where it meets.
Yeah, it's just literally where that weld is. Oh, there you go. Let me chuck this over.
Be careful. We need a trip to the scrapyard after this, don't we?
Yeah. So long.
Careful.
Little bit by little bit. So by removing this gas locker, it means we can do all the remaining repairs to the bottom of the transom. There's a few patches to put in and a couple in the floor. What we've got to do next is remove the remnants of the gas locker from around the edge, do those repairs, and then I'm going to put in some of the some flat bar under the floor to the transom to be the new framework support for the floor. And we can actually then just keep the floor unattached for now, so we can lift it off to work under here. But the next bit of the challenge is to remove the remnants, or all the rest of the remnants of the old gas locker, to continue doing repairs to the bottom of the transom and the floor of the lazarette.
Another bit of the boat.
And if you're wondering why I didn't go the whole way along there with the grinder, because I'm going to have to clean that up with the grinder, is because you can't get the grinder in that groove. It's physically, it won't fit. So that's where the plasma cutter is a fantastic tool, if nothing else, to get into places where you can't get the grinder. The grinder makes neater cuts, straighter cuts, and tidier cuts, but it costs more money because the discs cost a fortune, and there's a lot of places where you simply can't get in.
Yeah, and our cuts will probably get better the more we use the plasma cutter.
Oh yeah, I mean, if I'd put a straight edge up, you can do a perfectly straight line with a plasma cutter. But you still need to clean it up with the grinder if you're going to weld to it anyway.
Yeah. Excellent.
So what I've done there, just these are just temporary supports. They may end up being permanent because they're pretty good, but they're basically just to support the floor so that this doesn't sag or flex, support the transom so that doesn't sag or flex, until we can get back to the boat next time to put a piece of floor in here. All the way, yeah, no, I'm going to need to redo them, but they're there in the same. I've worked on classic cars before, and quite often when we're working on doing sills on classic cars, especially if they're a convertible, you need to brace across the door aperture before you start doing too much structural work. So it's that kind of thing. It's just a structural brace while we're working on the floor. Next time on Sailing Melody, we'll be cutting out, well, next time on Sailing Melody, we'll be cleaning up this transom properly, finishing any repairs to the transom and the floor, and then fitting a piece of floor here. And it may be that that piece of floor remains removable until later on in the job when we finish the rest of the work in the at the aft end. So if you're wondering what happened to Miss Rosie, well, we've still got her. We're in Pwllheli Marina on Miss Rosie at the moment. There was some low tides recently, so we moved her into the marina off her pile mooring, where we keep her because it's cheap. But the low tides, the low spring tides of the year have passed. So tonight we're moving her back onto her normal pile mooring, and we've got a couple of hours of decent water, so we're going to go out for just a little pootle, give her a runabout. I've had the sails up, had the main up, and I've had the genoa out, and I've checked all the rigging, checked all the bottle screws, checked all of the split pins, got the engine going, and everything seems to be okay. Batteries were a bit low, so I ran the engine for half an hour to give it a boost, but the solar panel has done nicely over the winter. So we're going to go out for a little sail, I think. Mains up.
There's no wind.
There is no wind. Not a breath. Not a breath.
Nice finish to work though.
Well, the thing is, we're yeah, it's a nice finish to work, and the thing is we're going with the wind, so there's no apparent wind, but there might be a little bit of wind on the turn. Well, this is absolutely gorgeous. We have got no wind. Well, we maybe got like 2 knots of wind, 3 knots of wind, and we're making 1.4 knots over ground, but I have a feeling that that is the tide going out. I don't think we're actually sailing, but what an amazing, lovely thing to do at the end of a hard day's work.
You can see the moon.
Days like these are so special. Most of our followers know we are restoring a steel sailing boat. But days like these remind us why we're doing all this work. Being out on the water is where we all love to be. And we hope you are as excited as we are about the day we eventually move up on board and head off to go full-time sailing.
Sorting out the mooring lines on Miss Rosie.
She's not been on this mooring for a
No, she's not been on the mooring for a month.
We've not left it like this.
No. Can I also point out to our lovely viewers that I was going to do this and Melissa insisted on doing it. I'm very aware that the perception is that Melissa does absolutely everything, which is true, but I was going to do this, and I've always do this, and Melissa wouldn't let me because she said she wanted to do it.
It's all lies.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye for now.
And also please like, comment and subscribe, it really helps us out.